Hello everybody, we are loading in for another game from the League of Dracula. This is a match from game week 5 of the first stage, and this is the final week of the first stage between Randiv playing as the Hunters and Wyrmtalon playing as Dracula, and already there is some shenanigans going on here. Godalming is in Paris, and so is Mina. Interesting, this is a very different start. Cool. Okay, I like it. I don't know how effective it is, but I like it. I like people being inventive. So, the state of play in this group is Randiv is in second place. If he... let's think about this. If he wins... Let me tap out for 2 seconds and look at the leaderboard. So, if Randiv wins, he is guaranteed second place because he'll be... 2 wins ahead of Spencer, and even though Spencer's got 2 games, so could catch Randiv, the IDS is going to be... Oh, actually, would the Randiv... Oh, actually, no. Oh, no, because Randiv will have another game to play. Well, let's just say this. If Randiv wins, it makes it more likely that Randiv will finish for second, let's say it that way. If Randiv loses, Captain Gyro is guaranteed first place in the group. So obviously Randiv, if he wants to keep his dreams of finishing first in the group alive, he has to win today, and then he has to beat Gyro in his final match. For Spencer Wolfhard's sake, he'll hope that Wyrmtalon gets the win here, so then he can maybe try to catch Randiv into second. This group's still everything, all the top 4 positions are very uncertain right now. Hard to catch already. Not really what you want early doors, but if you can catch Dracula now, that's kind of an advantage, knowing where he started, so you can plan a little bit for that. Okay, not in Italy. Wyrmtalon is unfortunately rooted to the bottom of the table. No wins from his first 6 matches, but I don't think that's really reflected on like how close some of the games are. He's only got minus 48 IDS from 6 matches, and he hasn't won any of them. So that's basically minus 8 IDS per game, which sounds not great, but when you think about it, where the maximum score, or the maximum minus score, like the minimum score you could get, is minus 15. So he's basically getting like halfway to victory like every time. If he's playing as Hunters, he's getting at least half of Dracula's health. If he's playing as Dracula, he's getting at least 7 influence, more or less. Obviously, so as an average. So, you know, it's not like he's getting, wiped, for 15 influence every single game. So I remember watching some of his earlier games. They were quite close. I haven't seen much of his, his more recent games though, but we shall see. So obviously he wants to try and finish on a high and try and get a win or 2 in his final 2 games. We've got very difficult. He's got this match against Randiv, then has to play Spencer Wolfhard. So talk about leaving the difficult matches to the end. That's just the way the fixtures got spat out. So interesting. Apologies if you hear yawning in advance. This match is starting at 11 PM night time, so I'm not really in the mood to go to bed, so that's why I was like, oh, let's stay up and watch this match. Obviously you can hear they've got nobody in the commentary booth next to me, so yep. I'm going to have to do a lot, all the talking on my own, so that might time me out a bit, but we'll see. Hopefully it's not an extremely long game. If they can make it so it's done in about an hour and a half, that'd be grand. Otherwise I'm going to suffer, I think. So this is an interesting setup, actually. We're kind of like reverse roles here. Normally me and Konami start in Vienna, but they start off in Paris. Good rail connections down into Spain if he does start in Spain. And Seward is blocking this eastern setup. Yeah, interesting. And they're still keeping Van Helsing over here to deal with the UK. It really makes the UK, it's very, very anti-UK. Because you've got 2 Hunters very close to provide backup to Van Helsing. So this is very anti-UK, very anti-Amsterdam, Central Europe, but it definitely makes Spain more viable, and it's also very anti-East as well. it makes Italy way more viable, which is partly why I think he scouted really early. I think he only checked Naples and Rome, right? You didn't check Bari. Sorry, folks, I might miss things. Spain is also left open, but the problem is, there's good rail connections, unless you don't get newspaper. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting setup. I don't know how I feel about it, but maybe you do just start in the east anyway, because like, it's just Seward. Maybe you might feel like the others aren't going to be able to do much. Interesting. Very interesting. We'll see if this catches on and what other people think about it. Anything of note? Oh, no. Just supplying up. Nothing unusual. I think I'm going to have to put some Spotify on. Now, fortunately, if this is all working correctly, you won't hear the Spotify, so I'm not going to end up with copyright infringement. Otherwise, I might end up having been a bit sleep deprived. Let's put something heavy on. Yeah, ginger, that'll do. Not the spice. It's a Ukrainian metal band. Let's put that on. Hopefully not hearing an echo through my mic, that'd be awkward. So classic things from Wyrmtalon, just puts down the rumour token just early, just in case it's forgotten about, or maybe he might be in a location where he might be going to cease and he won't be able to play the rumour token. Randiv also want to get back to winning ways. The last match that I watched involving him was against Spencer Wolfhart, and in the end it was quite a comfortable Spencer win. Randiv was Hunters in that one. Oh, Mystic Research, that will be decent though. What was discarded? Custom Search, not too vital. Since Fast Horses doesn't trigger it for some reason, that's a digital addition. Maybe rules interpretation / implementation difference. It'd be quite cool if it did trigger on Fast Horses. Yeah, thank you to MetKing for showing me how to split all the audio in OBS so I can actually listen to something like, Spotify, or I can have like, Facebook or whatever pinging, or Discord pinging, but you don't hear any of it. MetKing's actually been playing a game really soon against Pirate Joe, so in case you don't know MetKing, he's recording his matches from the tournament, and he's joined me for a live stream. I think he was on Strider's live stream as well the other day. So yeah, in the description of this video you find MetKing's channel, so go and give him a subscribe and a like. He's doing actually very well, MetKing. He's second in his group, and he's guaranteed to progress to the second stage. We won't be able to catch Peterswoods though. But he can definitely, he's got a very good chance of finishing second. He's got 2 very tough games though, but he only has to win one of them. He'll probably end up in second place unless IDS just really hurts him. Still disappointing. I like this, even though Randiv's done this alternative setup. Hey, apologies. Even though he's doing this alternative setup, not doing anything really, you know, wacky apart from that. It's just supplying up, doing normal hunter things, which is great. There's an argument maybe, instead of signing them in Paris, do you maybe start them in Marseille, so just that little bit closer to Italy? You get to Bari in 2 moves. Maybe that might be an alternative. It makes... Well, Hamburg's, like, you know, northeastern starts is still not that great because you gotta, you know, you can get chartered carriage up here and things. Yeah, maybe that might be an alternative. Maybe you go to Marseille instead. You can still get into Spain then. Yeah, maybe Marseille rather than Paris. Ooh. No. That's only a disadvantage with this. I mean, well, it also makes... actually, the one thing that Paris does do... Dracula often goes down this small city trail here. From I can't see it because of the screen right now, but going from Frankfurt, Strasbourg, Zurich, Geneva, Clermont-Ferrand, Toulouse, Saragossa, because a lot of it, not all of it, but quite a lot of it is off the rail line, or it's not a great rail line. It's not like Zurich, where if you want to get to Zurich by rail, you have to loop around by Marseille or loop around, you know, from the north. And hunters don't like moving to these cities because then, if they deal with an encounter and they have to discard an item, they can't then resupply on the spot. They have to move off and then resupply. It's not bad if they're on a rail line or whatever. But because of Paris, a lot of these cities are now vulnerable from evil presence and local rumors. Whereas Vienna, which is where I normally start Gadami and Mina, is not a great location for evil presence or local rumors, unless Dracula's trying to be really sneaky and sneak past, but Draculas don't normally do that. See, if only Sofia were a big city, that'd be a better place to start than Bucharest. Because you'll catch people coming out of Valona if they're trying to do stuff in Athens. But Bucharest is fine. So yeah, you're reducing the strength of like finding him in Spain with a local presence of evil... yeah, local presence and evil rumors. I'm changing the name. But you make the center of the map much weaker. But also, if he starts east, you've only got 1 hunter to clear up the east. It's a hunter that holds more items, so maybe that's trade-off. I think it's a difficult one. I think I would still probably start Italy here or east. Or you do something like an island thing, and you hope to drag them away from Paris, and then you try to then land and Wolfhorn past them. It's difficult. Yeah, this is a very interesting setup. I've never played against it, so I don't know as a Dracula player how I would like navigate it. I'm just trying to think. What other places are inaccessible? Prague is going to be pretty hard to get to. I mean, you can charter carriage up to it though. That's the thing. But yeah, this rail connection from Szeged and Bucharest is really efficient. So yeah, you can charter carriage your way there in 1 turn. Yeah, Italy's really hard to get to. Berlin's on this rail line. Maybe start somewhere like Nuremberg. Get Mina and Gadamin caught up in the center, then you will form down towards sort of like southern France, Iberia. That might be the way around this one. I'm not sure. Don't know. I don't know if this is something. Have I seen any of Randiv's other Hunter games? Yeah, I watched the game last week. I don't know what setup he did. Can I quickly tab out and have a look? While Dracula's doing his turn, I'll give it a go. I think that was on my channel. Let's see. Did I stream it? No, I didn't. Right, let's see how he started. Oh wait, oh unless I joined late, I can't remember. Oh, on YouTube, show me. No, okay, interesting. He did a normal setup. I don't know then if is this something he's brought out just for today then, or has he done it in other matches? But against Spencer, he didn't do it. Interesting. Currently no newspaper. It might get it tomorrow. We might get an immediate draw. One stake, but that's not often a surprise if you've got a hunter who gets double stakes. Especially with Godalming. But that looked like that was Van Helsing who ditched the stake. Oh wait, would it have been Van Helsing? No, I don't think so. Because of Seward's timing. Oh, Harker, that's good. Right, that screams to me he doesn't have a newspaper. Either that or he doesn't have a surprising return, and he's just like, well, let's just ally him anyway. Because after newspaper triggers, Harker is still useful. It'll be very interesting to see where he has started. Interesting. I mean, you could still do an Athens thing, and then go and sneak up to like Munich, and by the time he gets to Munich, then they trigger newspaper. They can't get to Munich in that time, and then he just wolf forms away. He could also wolf form from Vienna, so he's not detected as quickly, and then he can misdirect it. But they'll probably be able to work that out pretty fast once Zagreb is checked. A wolf form from Munich can be pretty devastating. Okay, Mina's got a horse. I'm just going to quickly check Discord. Has anybody messaged me? I did put a plea for a co-commentator, but everybody's busy. That's okay. Perfectly understandable. It's a weekday. It's not even evening. For me, it's night, but across in the States, it's, you know, depends on time zone. It's like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. So, and even earlier if you go even further west. So yeah, it's just people at the end of their work days. Randiv and Wyrmtalon could have been able to finish up a little bit earlier. Which obviously I appreciate because it means I can watch the game. But obviously the most important thing is that the two players are playing at a time that suits them. So yeah, we're at the end of the first stage now. We got this week. So yeah, all the people who finish first in their group can then go on a little holiday for a month and watch everybody else suffer. The bottom two players in each group are eliminated, and then the second and third place players have to go to the second stage and they'll play amongst each other. And from those 8 players who are in the second stage, only 2 will progress. And currently, unless Randiv can catch Gyro here in Group A, it looks like that only 1 seeded player is going to finish first. Oh, not in France. Okay, good to know. Or Gallia, sorry. Peter Wood is going to be the only seeded player who will finish first. All the other seeded players are going to be stuck in the second group, in the second stage. So out of the 6 of them, only a maximum of 2 can make it through, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. But yeah, this league has just been so competitive. The newcomers have really brought it to them. It's just been fantastic to watch. You know, just not knowing what's going to happen. It's just great. You know, you go into a spectator game, you can't just assume that the experienced player is going to win. And now also these new players like Wyrmtalon are just gaining more and more and more experience throughout. So they're arguably much harder to face towards the end. You want to try and get those matches out of the way early. Until, you know, you don't want to play them at the end, well, when they've maybe cordoned onto our meta and all this sort of thing. Oh, okay, they've got newspaper anyway, so this is good. If you've got newspaper and Harker, you're... Oh, well, Prague. But Sue can get there in 2 turns, but obviously if he's getting it for horse economy, he won't have the rail tickets, but he can also get there with horses. Now the question is, though, is Dracula moving east from Prague? Is he moving north? Is he moving south into Italy? Maybe he'd be tempted to go into Italy because they already scanned, or not scanned, but they already searched. The thing is, Mina and Gadami can get to, say, Zurich or Milan, probably Milan, by rail, and they can just psychic scan Italy today. So that's the kind of thing. If Sud can get to this, he should be the one going through it, and the other 2 can then scan and check things. But there's a chance that Sud comes up to Prague, and then Dracula's sneaking down now into the east. Anything else in the discard pile of note? Pistol, crucifix. Okay, Randiv's not really revealing too much about his hands. He's kind of discarding a little bit of everything, but nothing like strong. Very, very strong. Yeah. Okay, there's... Oh, no, okay, so Gadami's going up the top way. Okay, if Mina can also go there to scan, the problem is you're just leaving all of this part of the board open. Which is not ideal. So that's the thing, because there's a brand new setup, I'm having to think a lot about what is the expected hunter movement. If Sud has horses, this makes life a lot easier, because you can check places like Sarajevo quite easily to make sure he's not sneaking down this way. If he doesn't have horses, it's going to be very hard to navigate around here, so maybe Sud should just stay in place then. Let's see what he's got. If he can get to Budapest and then he checks Zagreb, then you know he hasn't gotten past you, then that's fine. Okay. Okay. And this is good for him too, because if they get 2 hunters converging on this location, he could be, you know, where could he be? He's 4 away from Prague. 1, 2... Oh, they scanned France, didn't they? So... He could be in... He could now be in Marseille, or in 15, and he avoided the scan if he'd been in 24 last turn. The good thing is, with Harker in play, they don't have to be guessing where he's gone. Everything will just be revealed at its own time, which actually is quite a blessing for the hunters. Especially if Dracula's going to the center of the board, where there's just so many ways he can go, and it's just so easy you miss a connection. Whereas Harker just takes away all that deduction and just makes it really easy for you. Obviously, you'd prefer a Riversmith or an Aggie, but in this situation, Harker is going to be very useful. If the hunters find his trail even earlier, then that's even better for them. So as Mina, because there's not going to be a potential to really psychic scan, I don't know if you really want to move. I kind of like her where she is. It's just too easy, you're just going to bumble into him. He could be twisting around, he could now be in Strasbourg or in Geneva or 15 or 36, and it's just, might just bump into him. Alright, being bold, maybe there's an escape route or something, or a heroic leap that could be used, if need be. What did Van Helsing do all that turn? I didn't see him supply. I didn't see what he did. I don't think he supplied. No, he didn't supply. What on earth did he do? Oh, nice. Okay. I doubt he would have hid after all this, but maybe he would have done. He could also be in Florence right now, going in towards Rome, Naples, Bari. The problem is that you're giving that information away. Well, I don't know. If you can go Naples, that's quite cool, because you can go either direction. We've kind of seen it this league, where Dracula players have opted for more aggressive strategies, where they do stuff with layers, or they go for like maximum confusion by going to sea. And then the hunters are scrambling, trying to find which direction they're going in. Now with Harker, that makes that not as strong, but obviously, if you've got hunters on one side of the map and you suddenly discover he's on a sea on the other side, you're not going to get across in time. But Randiv doesn't panic, and he can just station his hunters spread out. I don't know how effective that's going to be. Yeah, Jonathan Harker proving very useful right now. Or potentially very useful. It gives the hunters actually quite a bit of time, because it means like as Seward, if he wants to take a turn to supply, he can. He doesn't have to rush to get to a location. Just, yeah. You're not having to think, alright, I have to move today and tomorrow to find this next spot. In case I guess wrong. They got hunters converging. There's not many places it can be. It's like Vienna or Nuremberg, so that's just a 50-50. It's then from then on, if it is Nuremberg, that's kind of scary. There's a lot of places you can go after that. So maybe, I don't know. As Mina, maybe we start that again. If I was Mina, I'd be maybe tempted to go to 38 here, or go down to Marseille. I don't mind the move where you went to Strasbourg. But yeah, I think Mina going to Marseille would be great. Or if you want to meet up with Sud in Munich, and start scanning and working your way west, that would be great. Who's going to deal with Prague? Is it going to be Sud or Godalming? Okay, just checking he didn't go north. Unlikely given this amount of stuff on the trail. But, you know, possible. Okay, so Seward's going to go and deal with it. The Huns are quite full on events. Well, are they? They're down 1, down 2. They've got 11 out of 13 event slots filled. Pretty decent. Not many Dracula events either in the discard pile. Yeah, they've held to a lot of stuff. One of them was the newspaper as well. So yeah, the hunter supplies have definitely gone in their favour. Whether or not it's amazing stuff is a different matter. We won't know until things start being played. Alright, so now Van Helsing's supplying. Oh, perfect timing. Perfect. I would check probably quite far locations like Marseille and Clermont-Ferrand. Or check, if you want to check like Milan and Venice for the entrance to Italy, that's fine, you can do that too. Hasn't technically ruled out the east yet. Seward jumped over Vienna. So you want to rule out Vienna, then go for that too then. Nope. Okay. Oh wait, what? Interesting. He backtracked. Oh, that's cool. Unfortunately not as strong, because he could have been much further away from them by now, but that's cool. I've done that before. Yeah, interesting. Because imagine if you find him in Zagreb, you panic, but it's just too easy that one of them would move on to Munich. That's the thing. No, so if you discover Vienna and Munich, ha, that was a that was a thing from the previous game. Or don't is also an option. Lol. That was a thing from the previous game. Godal, I think it was Godalming. It was down here in Bari with a rumoured, what we assume was a vampire, and it was a vampire. And he just forgot to search it at night, so it matured. And I gave Spencer 7 of the valuable points he needed to... What? I mean, he could have gone there after Munich, sure, but... Was that worth it? I don't think so. He can now be in... Oh man, if he's actually in Marseille and he now wolf forms. Whoa. Yeah, he's very far away from them. He's very far away from them. Not as far as, as the map suggests, because you've got this white rail line. There we go. Speak, please. Coming into Spain. Iberia. Sorry, Portuguese people. This one's on the map. But just so many places you can go. So many places you can go. Or you just hold it, maybe. Maybe you don't have to wolf form. Maybe you're just going to just lose away enough. We haven't seen horses yet from Mina. Oh, he did. Why is he using horses? Maybe his horse economy is not set up yet. And he's having to deal with all this stuff. He's not going to deal with it very quickly. He won't be able to deal with the whole, he won't be able to get his horse economy sorted. Okay, you remember to search this time. That's good. Growth. Zagreb's a vampire, that'd be hard to deal with though. Just burn a stake. Oh, he's Night Supply. Oh yeah, he's got Mystic Research. Oh, look at that. Oh, always in. It was Van Helsing. Okay, never mind. I thought it was Mina because the poor chick was off Mina. So actually, all this clustering that the Huns have done is not being as punished. It's not, it's not being punished as much as it could have been, because Dracula hasn't moved that far. Oh, is this room bigger? I'm not saying it's going to play it, but it has 2 prompts. Well, it's 2 hunters with prompts. If you get a speed telegraph and Ludwig on the same person, You just see the prompt once. Okay, so horses are activated. Okay. Oh, yikes. Okay. Does he have a stake? That's the question. He doesn't. Okay. Might have been worth baiting. Because I mean, he might have had a stake and a weapon. So I get why he might not. You know, I get why he might ambush. He wants the 1 point from the fangs, or 2 if he plays his cards right. Met King has started spectating. Met King has a game. What the hell is going on? Unless, is his game about to start? Yeah, his game should have started. What the fuck is happening? Maybe there's a delay and he just hopped on to quickly see how, because Wyrmtalon and Met King are mates, so Mage wants to see how his friend's going on. There's no way that match is finished in 8 minutes. That's no. I assume there's just a little delay. There's a strength. Ooh, nice block on the pistol. And he mesmerized the knife too, so he knows exactly what he's got. Oh, come on. If all these people are going to be playing Fury of Dracula, surely somebody can co-commentate with me. Oh, God, Bennett. It's like everyone's trolling me. That would make Scot-sword record on his own. Nice. Brilliant. Yeah, just all if you know he's got 2 weapons and no heavily hosed, you just keep strengthening and mesmerizing. That's all you need. Very good. Oh, it's not. Oh wait, I'm so confused. Why is Met King in this game? He shouldn't be spectating. What is happening? I have to find out. Maybe we had some issues with time zones, maybe. Okay, here comes the fangs. I say, yeah, he had knife available. Well, it's only 2 damage. But you kind of want to keep the vampire alive. Like, don't go for the point if you know he's holding a knife and the knife's not on cooldown. Just keep this vampire alive. This vampire is your like your safety blanket as you sort of keep getting a trail down. You don't want the hunters to be chasing you with like 2 or 3 horses. That's just asking for trouble. If you can get them caught up with this, that will buy you a lot of time. He did a good job. Got 2 strengths off. 4 damage on Takadami, just don't then. Unless he's got another fangs. He's going to play it now. And he's hoping then Hans will play pistol or punch. There's a chance that he won't though. Oh. Fair enough, what do I know? Interesting. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe he's just hoping he's going to play claws there. He hasn't played any claws yet. Okay, Met King's What's hang on. I don't know. Do I get Gyro in here? Like these are his rival. Well, Randiv's his rival. Does he want to contact on his rival? Let's see. And there's Matt King off to play. Okay, that's fine. If he's got nothing better to play, that makes perfect sense. Well, that went pretty well for him. He did 6 damage to Kadalming. And got a point. And the vampire's out of health that he's not going to die immediately to rifle. He will die immediately to knife, though. Okay, it looks like we're going to get a co-commentator, so I'll turn off the medal. Apologies then, the Discord stuff might not be synced up. All the banter in the chat. Right, Gyro. Let's get him in here.
Well, hello.
Oh, who is this? Hello.
How we doing?
How dare you spectate the game and leave me here on my own?
Oh, I didn't know you didn't have a co-commentator.
Nobody said yes.
Oh, shame. Well, I was playing a game against my sister. Get a little practice in.
Yeah,
I got her. Don't worry.
Oh, that's
Dracula
alright.
neutralized.
Thank God. Okay, we're very pleased to hear that. So this is, in case you don't know, this is Captain Gyro, but come on, everyone knows Captain Gyro. The current Group A leader, by the way. You've got like an invested stake in this match. You want Wyrmtalon to absolutely smash Randiv and grind all the hunters into a pulp.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I've got my Wyrmtalon #1 foam finger, and I've got my big sign, "Go Wyrmtalon."
This competition makes very strange like bedfellows because like you'll be cheering for one person in one match and then you'll instantly want them to lose the next match, right? It's just so
Right,
funny.
it's funny. I played Spencer Wolfhart, and he was my only loss, but at the same time, he's not really like my rival right now. It's Randiv. It's kind of interesting how things fall out like that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, obviously I was saying beforehand, if Randiv wins, then not only is he getting further ahead of Spencer, but he's catching you up. But I think, I mean, I can say, I mean, you know the results in terms of like you know what the table looks like as of now. If Randiv doesn't win this, then yep, you're guaranteed to be top of the tree.
I've worked hard to become so.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it works out. But at the same time, no ill will to Randiv. Hope he plays a great game.
Yeah, exactly. As long as it's
But
a
also,
great game.
same time, it would be nice to see Wyrmtalon pick up his win.
Yeah. Yeah, saying beforehand too, like even though he's lost all of his games, he's got double stake on Sword. Interesting. Yeah, his IDS is only like -8 per match, which is kind of like he's getting halfway to victory each time on average. So yeah.
Gotta alert. Now Spy goes through. Yeah.
Wow, that was a lot of info. I saw a forewarned and sense of emergency and wax cylinders. I can't remember what the other thing was. And a knife and a pistol, I think, and stake. Yeah. It's also a very interesting setup from Randiv. He set up where he had Godalming and Mina in Paris and Sued on his own in Bucharest. I don't know if you've seen that one before. I haven't seen many Randiv's games, but against Spencer, he didn't do that.
Seward in Bucharest. Interesting.
Yeah, then
yeah,
Godalming and Mina in Paris. Yeah.
A little bit of hate for the East and for the Central start. That's not terrible.
It makes Italy much more likely.
Right.
Obviously, Dracula started in Prague and is now. We don't know where he is because they found him with scouts. We got Harker in play, but yeah, Dracula could be. Oh, he didn't go to Zurich, but he could still be in Toulouse right now if he went via Milan.
Right. He could be slinking quite far away potentially.
Yeah. And the way he backtracked, cool. That was kind of funny to me. He went to Zagreb, then went to Munich, which I mean, I've done
Try
before.
to throw him off a little, maybe make him waste time checking 49.
But the problem is, like, Munich is a place that they'll just be so likely to go to, right? Because like it's the entrance way into the east.
That's true too. But maybe you're counting on that. You know, you leave a reckless there to buy yourself some time, and
we had a good fight with Godalming. Got a lot out of that.
There's quite a few connections from Zagreb, even if Munich is, you know, very important.
And also, depending on what Zagreb is, if it's something like a bats or a delay encounter, then Sud won't get to Munich in time. And if he's having to swap Sud to go to Munich and Godalming goes to Zagreb, then he's just losing a lot of time then. It's only Mina who can try to close in on these other locations. I know you got Harker in play, so it's not.
Good old Harker.
You gotta have Van Helsing coming in though.
Yeah, he can try to maybe tomorrow take a carriage or a train to 8.
Yeah.
Maybe try to pick up like a evil presence or a local rumors or something.
That'd be useful. You got local rumors when you're in London, unfortunately.
Okay.
There's a Mystic Research too, but I don't know how far through the supplies they are. They've done a couple. I don't think they've done them all.
You need a hired scouts here.
Yeah, he got one though already. That's the thing. He got one. That's why Zagreb and Munich got revealed.
Okay.
There's two more in the deck. You never know.
Check the discard pile. Yeah. Newspaper reports, rumors, scouts, mystic. Okay. Yeah.
I was saying before, like his item selection is a little bit like cryptic because he's got like a little bit of everything in the discard pile. They're not knives and heavy hosts, but you know, he's not like you don't see all the holy bullets or all the garlics. It's like a little bit of everything. Now there is a pistol and a rifle there, but the fact then Sud had to reveal his weapons because of the spy, and then Godalming revealed everything because of being in the combat with the Reckless. He's kind of lost that. Sort of hidden info. Sud's going to stake this, but he just don't know what Zagreb is. Imagine if Zagreb was a vampire.
Yeah, that would feel terrible.
No rumor token though, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, if you spend all that time dealing with Munich, and it's like, sorry, nothing here.
Here's the aristocratic vampire mature. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so we know exactly what Sud's got. I'm surprised Wyrmtalon didn't ask in the chat to repeat it, but
what was it again? It was a knife and a stake?
Knife, stake, and pistol. Horses. No horses, because he had double stakes. He staked the aristocratic in Prague, and then he's got another one. Sense of emergency, forewarned. Ooh, nice. Nice, feels good.
Get some of that extra damage.
We've got another match on the go from Group B as well. Met King was in here a second ago. Met King and Pirate Joe are playing. And that's basically going to more or less determine second and third place in Group B. It's all on the go today.
Yeah, the formats worked out great to where there's few matches where there's nothing on the line for at least somebody. Even if Wyrmtalon can't necessarily advance off of winning this game, he's still a kingmaker here potentially.
Absolutely. Oh wow, yeah, actually, so he's holding on to the, I mean, that's pretty decent play to hold on to the stake.
But even regardless of how it affects us, obviously he wants to get his win to get his win.
Oh yeah.
And I absolutely get that. You want to get as many wins as you can.
Okay, so interesting. He's managed to kill the vampire without using the stake, so that's decent. I can hold the stake for later. But Zagreb's definitely going to mature, you know, if you're a Wyrmtalon fan. Not not looking at anyone in particular. You want to hope that that's a really good mature. Yeah, Hoax wouldn't be very strong. There's only 4 cards in the discard pile. The supplies have gone very much in the hunter's favour here, even before the Mystic Research.
We got for layers just Vienna. Okay, that's where he started.
Yeah. And he actually started in Prague. I don't know why he didn't layer in Prague.
Right, Prague.
Maybe had nothing worth layering, perhaps. He's just like, I'm not gonna. Ooh, yikes. That might still be enough. He might catch him. I'd probably just move straight to 36 here, to be honest. Because he went to Milan. The only way he can get west is via Marseille.
If Harker was in play already and you didn't have anything you really wanted to get rid of from your hand, I totally get not layering Prague because it's not really one of the good places to layer.
No.
When are you going to go back to Prague while it's face up? Like, come on.
Yeah. Especially with the risk of CG and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. No, it's not. Vienna's a little bit different. Vienna's got a little bit more flexibility about it. We see it in this tournament, a couple of brutal wolf forms from Vienna.
Oh, yeah, you can try to go north towards Germany and try to escape by sea from there. You can try to sneak to the Adriatic Sea.
Mm-hmm.
You could, if you're heading east instead, you can just gun it towards the castle or towards the Baltics, the southern Baltics, that is.
Mm-hmm.
The southern Baltic area, this triangle between 55, 50, and 46, like Salonika and Bologna and all that, that area just feels like it's so strong for Dracula. I don't know why that is exactly, but
it's just so awkward to get to without good horse economy, unless you got like a strong chartered carriage from Budapest or something.
right.
But even then, you get to Salonika, then Dracula's like, I'm going to Athens now. Now what are you going to do about it? Yeah.
Exactly. It just
Very
feels like
inaccessible.
somewhere he loves to lurk.
Well, not in this game.
No. But just thinking out loud.
Yeah.
From what I've seen so far,
Yeah,
you know how
absolutely.
you hired scouts 50, and he's like always been to Sofia. It feels like.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
It's,
he took advantage of Austria-Hungary being empty, which I
yeah.
don't think is a bad idea.
No, I agree. I was trying to think about it because it's so weird seeing a different hunter setup. It was clearly something that Randiv had thought about. It wasn't just like click, 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 like randomly. There's clearly like a thought behind it to counter the East.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted to do something about that whole eastern area with the triangle I was just talking about, maybe.
As a Dracula player, we think so much about the hunter setups that we expect to see. The one I use or Quincy's. Then suddenly you're given a completely different setup, and you're like, where do I start now? Where would it actually be strong?
In my game against Burke Molly, I renewed Vigor and Sense of Emergency Dr. Seward to 46, and when he wasn't there, I moved him to 50. It was after I'd checked Athens with Rufus Smith. And the reason for that was because I figured he would be there because of the number of moves he'd already made. Dracula hates leaving from the Black Sea. How much do you hate leaving from the Black Sea? It's the worst. It takes ages to get anywhere. But leaving from the Ionian Sea and moving one more sea space after that, and then just landing, is a pretty solid move. They have to psychic scan Baltica now or check 56 and 17. So that's like a pretty solid sea obfuscation tactic. So that's why I figured he'd be down there and not near 17 and 56.
And especially if you combine it with a wolf form as well, because suddenly he can just sneak into France, you can just sneak into Germany. There's a lot of places to check, and it can be quite awkward, just depending on where the hunters are located.
Yeah, it's a solid move. Venice, all right. What card matured? What did we see? It was
clearly not. No, it was layered.
It was layered. You're right.
So either it was something dud, or He wants to go back to it later. The fact it's face up, it's not going to be as strong, but if you can time it right, that could be really gnarly to deal with.
Yeah, with all the cards.
I don't know if Wyrmtalon's been watching Wakazik or not. It's quite, yeah, I don't know.
Has he been doing some nasty layers?
Well, Wakazik, yeah, I mean, yeah, he'll just do anything he wants. Oh!
Yeah, we've got a direction, people.
That's cool. Ah, imagine if he did
Yeah.
go to Marseille though. You think, oh, he's going into Italy, you overcommit, and he's meanwhile in Iberia. Ah, he could be so much further away from them by now. But the fact he's, you know, he's got this winding trail, they have to commit to deal with it. They got a lot to deal with. It's kind of, you know, Harker has we got a job to do at the moment.
He's comfortable in 48 for now. Maybe move to Madrid, and then after that, think about going to sea.
Yep.
Not a terrible situation for Dracula.
No. No. Or he could even do something really nasty, like put down like double vampire. I know there is a wax cylinders kicking about, but he could just do it anyway. He just doesn't care if the hunters discover that, because Stuart's the one with the stake, and he's going to take a year to get over there. So you just reckon you got enough movement to deal with it. Okay.
All right, we've got confirmation. He's almost certainly in 48 or 4. More likely 48. He could be other places, but
yeah, he could be in Bordeaux. Now he's going to sneak in Spain. His Bordeaux can be checked really quickly by Van Helsing.
Yeah, let's not forget Clement Ferron. He could have gone to 15 and then 39 in an effort to throw him off. But that'd be pretty big brain.
He hasn't wolf formed yet either this game, so that's very much available for him.
I like it. I like to see that slow wait on the wolf form. As Dracula, you creep along as long as you can. Either that or you play it on your first turn.
Just to get past Van Helsing. It's kind of that thing, right? You got powers, so you should be using them, but at the same time, it's like, well, but if you use it and then you get caught, then it's stuck on the trail and you can't use it then. I guess it depends on how quickly you think the Huns are going to be able to deal with your movement and your trail. Oh, he didn't search Marseille? Oh. Oh, but Mina did. Oh, wow. Okay, I was going to expect that maybe if Van Helsing didn't, they would just charge into Spain together with renewed vigor, hoping to catch him. The fact that she searched, Van Helsing didn't, that doesn't make sense.
Well, see, if he had wolf formed from 36, let's say, there wouldn't have been an encounter in 54 for Mina to, you know, chug along and deal with.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like playing a little bit of come and get me style Dracula, right? Or it's like they're gonna find this obvious trail, but then they're gonna.
Uh-oh, have we lost Gyro? I think we might have done. Hope he comes back soon. Oh wait, he can't see my audio in Discord either. Oh great. Maybe it's my problem then. Oh great. The joys. Oh, the call disconnected. What's happened? Oh, no, it hasn't disconnected. Hello? Oh, the joys of recording. Oh, yeah, Gyro's offline. Right, clearly there's been a... Oh, he's back, maybe.
Hey.
There you go.
There we go. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Discord just stopped working.
Discord just did Discord things. That's okay, no problem.
Actually, pretty relatively normal. You're right.
Mhm.
But Yeah, as I was saying, he's playing a little bit of just steady as she goes kind of Dracula play.
Oh. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, no, you're not going to play Renewed Vigor, are you? Godalming's delayed. Oh. I don't know how I feel about Speed Telegraph either. Oh, you want to play these cards when you got Hun's delayed, unless you can actually jump onto Dracula.
Yeah,
I mean,
even if you were to like Hypnosis or Psychic Bond or something right here, that only leaves you with Seward to do anything. It's Godalming's delayed.
unless he's going to move Mina first to Madrid, and if Dracula is there, then maybe he then commits with Chartered Carriage onto Madrid. He doesn't want a Chartered Carriage if Dracula isn't there. I don't know, it still doesn't feel a very strong Speed Telegraph to me.
We'll see.
Use it to move Mina to Bordeaux.
Now he has confirmation on the Spanish Dracula theory.
Well, unless it is 15.
Unless
like
you're absolutely right, unless it is 50. But then what
yeah,
do? You have Seward can't probably check 15. So
no,
what do? Have Van Helsing check it, and then you're left moving Seward to 36 or 37, which is what you would have done anyway.
I don't think he's got enough movement unless he suddenly picked up a horse.
Right. Best case scenario terms.
Yeah. And then if Van Helsing doesn't have horses, you don't want to be really moving him off the rail line. Otherwise, then his movement is just really restricted.
Wonder what he's thinking now.
Yeah, definitely get the sense that Rand is quite a sort of a methodical player. Takes time to think, which is okay. And there's a lot on the line, obviously. Yeah, I'm surprised about the Speed Telegraph. I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the value is out of this.
You know that Dracula's gone west. Like we said, at most he could have maybe gone to 15 and then 39 or 42 or something sneaky like that, but you can check those places. You don't necessarily need Speedy Telegraph to do it. Okay, so now
Yeah,
Seward's
exactly.
moved on to Godalming's face in Venice. So maybe there's a trade. Maybe there's a trade that needs to go down or something, and he thought that the Speedy Telegraph would improve that, and then he forgot that Godalming was delayed. Maybe that's just a theory.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, if Van Helsing rails here to 48, that would have been just as good as moving Mina to Bordeaux.
That's true because, well, aside from Barcelona with a hide, but yeah, aside from Barcelona with a hide, it would give you the same information. Potentially.
Oh, he does have horses. Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
For what ticket?
He's got wax
Was
cylinders.
that a 2?
It was a 2. He could have just done wax cylinders with Seward to find out if it is Barcelona.
Or railed Van Helsing to 8, and then tonight they can psychic scan. No, not Barcelona. Okay. So we've still got to eliminate 15 and 48.
Yeah.
And see, a psychic scan wouldn't actually eliminate 15 because he could have gone to 24 after that. But come on, is he really going to do that? If he went to 15, it was almost certainly to go to 39, 29, right?
Unless he figured if this trail along the south coast was found, they'd be committing to that and not dealing with him moving through the center. I agree, like the most likely option is he's in Madrid. It's just fun to hypothesize.
Yeah, it's fun to think about that for sure. Probably Madrid is the best, safest play. There is a bit of an advantage to be gained as Dracula, I think, in playing a bit of a I go where I want kind of Dracula. Like you have to remember there's consequences, but sometimes being bold can be really unexpected.
Yeah, I think we've seen that this tournament. There's been some really like bold Dracula plays, and it's actually really disrupted. You know, especially the experienced hunters' ability to play the game as they want. It's definitely paid off in certain cases. In certain cases, it hasn't paid off. It's always the way, I think.
Awesome.
Especially for Wyrmtalon, he hasn't got anything to lose from this game, right? If he wants to play, go big or go home kind of, mentality, he might just say, right, bugger it, I'm gonna play, a slightly trickier game here, and it might well work out for me. Especially with this lair in Zagreb. If he can make his way back to it, and only in a couple more moves he can get there, then suddenly the Huns are like, oh crap, and you just rumor token it, and then you just, I know Sword's got a stake, but...
It's only 5 health to travel from the South Atlantic to the Ionian, and then another health to Wolf Form to 55, and then you're only 2 cities from Zagreb.
If you wanted to do it that way, yeah, but then you'd have to...
You could go to the Adriatic and Wolf Form to Venice, or I'm sorry, to Munich at some point. If you're able to lure those hunters away from where they are now, if you're able to get Godalming and Seward to deal with Genoa, Marseille.
This I like.
Yeah, just
this I like
nice
a lot because
in one of these ports.
We know Seward has it. Well, either Godalming or Seward has a stake based on the trade, but I assume Seward would have kept it. Where's the other stake then? It has to be probably in the pile, unless Van Helsing's got it all this time. I just like that. It forces the issue. Oh, there's another vampire.
Nice.
Did Godalming give... Oh, I wonder, did Godalming take the stake and Seward took the horse? That's a possibility.
It's tough to say. The combat hand would look the same.
That's the thing. We'll see how he plays this.
Yeah, it looks like a stake.
Oh, it definitely looks like a stake, doesn't it? Yeah.
Which is good for Randiv, because I think he'll survive this and stake this vampire.
Yeah. Unless he knows that Seward has the stake, and he's like, oh, I'll just move Seward in to deal with it. But giving Seward the horse is pretty smart, because, Seward just has that extra space for items. I hate Van Helsing having horses.
He's got all those pockets under his jacket where he puts his horse feed.
I thought you said that he has the pocket where he puts the horse.
Oh no, there goes the pistol.
Yeah, again, that carbon copy of the first one in Munich, yeah.
Doesn't want to get plotted on.
No, yeah, he must really fear the plotting. I have also seen that Randiv does like to take the fight to the vampires, which can work, because you can kill them, and they don't expect you to be aggressive. But in this situation, if you know there's a stake in hand, just don't.
It certainly has its advantages. Like, let's say round 1, you punch the vampire, and he mesmerizes, thinking you're going to escape. And then in round 2, he thinks you're still going to try to escape, so he wants to fang you on your way out and get his influence point, and you knife him.
Yep.
And now he's dead.
Yep.
Doesn't always work out that way, but it's certainly viable.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've done it loads of times. Okay, so Seward does have... Oh, wow. Right, is he going to go to Milan or Genoa? Probably to Milan. So interesting, so Seward has the horse now, Godalming has the stake. Oh, really? Oh yeah, he may as well, right?
Yeah, ambush away. Maybe he'll get to the point.
Then, if this dies, then that frees up a stake for the rumor token, but then maybe Godalming might just be too far away now. I've had that sometimes as a hunter, where you've got a hunter who has stakes, and the other hunter has a horse. So the one with the stake to deal with the vampire has no movement to get to the location, and the one with the horses can't kill the vampire.
Oh, it's just brutal.
you're like, right, I'll solve the problem, and I'll have someone with a horse and a stake, and then they lose their only combat item, and then they're useless.
I see what you mean about Van Helsing with the horses. It's like sometimes you don't have a better alternative, but
Yeah,
Van
gotta be supplied
Helsing
with it.
needs to have a weapon more than anybody, really. Like, because if he gets hit by wolves or bodyguards, he's halfway
Yeah.
dead. It's like he has to have something to protect himself. And so even if you say, all right, I'm going to have my fast horses and my stake and my holy circle, so the vampire can ambush me, I can still holy circle out of there and stake it that night. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Is he making the big brain plays?
He's
He
beginning to
could be in
believe.
He could be in Zurich now.
This is how you play Dracula, ladies and gentlemen.
And if he really wanted to, because now they're gonna twig.
Oh, he hid there. He was probably hoping to avoid any kind of like hired scouts or things like that, which isn't necessarily a bad move, but it sucks that he's not as far away as he could be.
But he could now be a non.
Yeah, but it's pretty telegraphed that he's there, especially if he goes to sea.
Yeah. Just imagine he hadn't hidden. Yeah, he could be in Zurich now, and he's looking to wolf form into his Zagreb lair, and then, oh man, yeah, then bad things are happening.
That would have been pretty gigantic brain. Yeah, I would have liked that. Wolf form into the Zagreb lair, and then you hide to take advantage of the bug and beat your opponent in a league game.
Well, that would be pretty, like, that'd be karma coming back.
That would be a pretty scummy thing to do to somebody. Yeah, I can't imagine what kind of jerk would do something like that.
But especially if he wasn't Zurich now, well, what does he lose for wolf forming to Zagreb? Not much.
Nope.
Because the hunters know where he's gone. Okay, yeah, he could be in northern Germany, but it's better for them to be like, right, you know where I've gone this sneaky path, and now I'm wolf forming into a location with 3 things, and I can Ruba token it if I want to. I mean, you can't do it now because he's put out Ruba token. I kind of wish he'd save this Ruba token.
That's a bit like what happened in my Dracula game against Randiv. I had a lair in 60 in Zurich, and I ended up, crossing the east-west border, and then I wolf formed back to it at one point and just put it face up on the trail. And the way his hunters were positioned and damaged, he was just in no condition to do anything about it.
Yeah, they're not too hurt, but it just, if it's something really gnarly like double vampire, he's used up 2 reckless? Yeah, 2 reckless. So it could easily be a reckless and a new vampire plus something else really nasty, like a spy or something. It's unlikely it's that strong, but we can dream. How did the hunters deal with that? Especially if there's a rumor token on top. They just have to dedicate so many resources to it. Either that or they just ignore it and they gun east and they hope they can catch Dracula before it matures and before he goes to sea. But then you're causing the hunters to have to make really awkward choices, and it takes one failed fast horse roll or something, then your whole plan is just ruined.
And then all of a sudden, Dracula ends up at an uncomfortable number of points. Let me put it that way. 7 isn't the end of the world. 7 sucks, but it's not over yet. But when Dracula has 11 or 12 points, or even 10, it becomes very awkward because your options to catch him become far more limited. Especially if, let's say, he puts down a reckless vampire and now he's ambushing you with it, and he could potentially win the game just off of a fangs.
Yeah.
Or he could win for calling out a holy host with a fangs. It just makes everything become so uncomfortable because anything feels like it could result in defeat.
Yeah, or especially if he gets 9 points, because then even then, Vampire Lair doesn't do anything. So once you get to those really awkward like numbers, yeah. There's a hoax in Marseille too that has to now be dealt with. So someone's gonna have to like almost backtrack to deal with it. I mean, maybe the candidate is Mina because she's down an item anyway.
Right.
So she just goes there, deal with it, and then she loses a day action. Then she has to supply. She's gonna be so slow. I'd almost say get Godalming there, give him the horse, and just allow her to chase, and then get Van Helsing to trade the horse to her later or something.
Mystic Research was played, so if there's still any cards left for him at the bottom, he could Night Supply.
Oh, he's still moving. Oh.
I don't think that's a bad move. Otherwise, you'd really telegraph that you're in 30 million.
Yeah, that's true. Unless he's gone 29 now.
Right.
Across the UK.
I actually, if I were him, I would try to get all the way to 9 and then to 2. Because by moving for a few more days, you could potentially trick Randiv into wasting time checking 24, 60, 51.
Right,
42.
yeah. And they're not in the best position to jump onto 9, for example. Like, Mina's the only one who can get there with movement right now, but she's weak. She lost a weapon.
The top card of the deck is a Dracula card as well, which is important to
consider. Yeah, so there's no...
Even if Godalming supplied, only the other 3 could act, or the other 3 wouldn't be able to act on anything at that point.
Exactly, no hide scouts or evil presence or something that would help. Yeah. Or local rumors if it was Mina, for example. Or maybe it is Mina, but then she's standing still. They're not dealing with Marseille. Someone's got to go deal with Marseille. I guess the only downside would be whoever deals with Marseille. They'd get delayed, but they could just rail up to Brussels. But I guess it'd be 2 days before they could do that because of the delay from the hoax. So, yeah, you might have enough time to get to Amsterdam. Or maybe even to Hamburg.
Possibly. If you're trying to play a little more riskily. You do have wolf form up at this point, so you can pull that off.
Yeah, I don't like the hide. Yeah, I just feel like better if he just kept moving. Because then the panic button pushes a little bit like, oh crap, is he actually in 60? Is he actually in Munich now? Do I have to send Seward all the way to Munich to check?
Did he go to Strasbourg and is he about to wolf form from there?
Yep, or he could be in 41. And that's actually be worse because it's further away from where Seward is. And he can still wolf up to Zagreb.
Is 41 the new 51, Scot-sword?
I think so. It depends on what you're trying to do. I feel like Strasbourg is just like, well, it's the greatest number of connections, so that's the best spot. But wolf forming from Strasbourg does not get you into the east, whereas Nuremberg does, and Munich does.
Well,
Prague, and it doesn't get you across that borderline. It depends on what you're trying to do.
Yes, exactly. Because if you're in 51 and you wolf form, you don't really get anywhere that you weren't already before. Honestly, like. Even if what are you gonna do? You go all the way to Berlin, or I'm sorry, not Berlin, Leipzig, or are you gonna go to Marseille or 15, or it's like the furthest way you can really get is 39. And it's just like you can't really get anywhere that's far away from there.
Or Hamburg.
Right.
But then again, it's choreographing, right? You then go to sea, and the Huns are like, oh well, there's 2 ports I have to check. Well, 4 because of Brussels, I suppose. But then, like, you can wolf form to Prague, but then they could, Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could have gone border. Yeah, okay, fine. Well, no, wait. Mina was in. She went to 8 and then 15, right? No, she was in Toulouse. So yeah, okay, that's right. But you could wolf form to Prague, but then if they block off Vienna, then you can't get past, or they CG you, or whatever.
It was Geneva after all. Wow.
It was Geneva, and he could. Yeah, he's in Strasbourg now. Yeah.
Now it's wolf form time, baby.
Well, that's if now. The other thing is, like, Strasbourg wolf form is great if the hunters have very limited movement and they are going to find it very hard because there's so many places you can go and you can backtrack everywhere. The hunters might find it really hard to pinpoint you. If you're just trying to get more, distance, and you want to go into the east where it might be really difficult for them to keep up with you. It just depends on what you're trying to do, to be honest.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does here.
Yeah, for obfuscation, Strasbourg's better, but for causing the hunters to panic, I would say even from Nuremberg, because you can fake going east. You've actually gone into like Venice or something, and they just jump straight past you, and then off you go down the boot.
Yeah,
happy
exactly.
Days.
It'll be
And then by the time they
a
realize
whole
where
week.
you are, yeah, by the time they realize where you are, you're going into Turingia, and then you can go either direction, and then they're screwed, right? So
Turinian with an additional C move is, yeah, that's another good C obfuscation tactic.
yeah.
They know
It's
at
like
that
Spain.
point you
You'd have
didn't
to
go to
travel as far.
13, but yeah, Spain and Athens are so far away from each other.
Yeah. Layers, it's just
The only
Zagreb and
downside
Vienna,
is,
Genoa.
the only downside really is, let's say you go to the Ionian and you wolf form. You don't really have that many good places to wolf form to.
No,
That's
that's the
the
problem.
balancing act there. But if you go to the Mediterranean, you will form happy days, right? But depends kind of where the hunters are exactly.
Yeah.
In my game against Spencer Wolfhart, I went to the Ionian and I wolf formed to 46, so that if he got hired scouts, he would hit 50 and 55. But after that, I fed, and after that, I had to move, and he caught me.
Yeah.
He ended up catching me with
That's the-
hired scouts or an ally or something. Anyway,
That's the problem,
you got to
right?
move
Yeah, you eventually have to
eventually.
move off.
You never
Yeah.
know when they're gonna get the hired scouts. It could be as soon as you land. It could be the next couple turns. If there's a surprising return, though, that might be a good way to bait it out. If there's an ally in the discard and you see
absolutely.
a surprising return, you go, oh, I'm going to wolf form to a port city, which is really unexpected. Ooh, so he's really close. He's almost certainly going to wolf form. Unless he's thinking just one more turn, just one more turn. That's
But
pretty
like,
dangerous if there's like a renewed vigor hanging around.
well, here's the thing though, like, Godalming's delayed. I don't think he's under too much. I mean, Seward's strong. That's the issue. I don't mind him risking going to say Nuremberg, and then looks to wolf form. I don't mind that, you know. He feels pretty safe about it.
Yeah.
The fact that Seward's
We haven't been
Mina's weak.
We haven't been seeing them like zooming around with fast horses really easily.
No, there's been a bit of, yeah, there's been some, but there have been some slow rolls as well. There have been just some normal moves as well. So yeah.
Looks like
He's not even through, yeah.
He's
Not
gonna
through the
take
item
advantage.
deck yet.
That the other side of it too is that if you are in Geneva, or if you're two cities from Geneva, you're in this really awkward area of the map. You're in the like central German, northern Italian part of the map. You know what I mean? That whole area is just, it feels like a maze for the hunters.
It's a maze for the hunters, but at the same time, because there are so many connections between the cities, they can easily catch up to you with a good fast horse roll.
Or
But yeah, you
even
can
a
get
train.
lost. Yeah.
Did you know
then
you can take a chartered carriage from 38 to 36?
38 to... Yes, via Strasbourg, yeah.
Did you know that there's a rail connection between 24 and 37?
There is, but there's no road.
You can take a chartered
There's
carriage
no road connection.
from 24 to 8.
Oh, nice bats. Oh, forewarned. Oh, you have to put... Oh, yeah, I think you have to put forewarned. You're going to be so delayed otherwise. That's your strongest hunter. You can't afford him to be delayed. I'll be really shocked if he lets this go through, yeah.
Yeah, get rid of that.
Oh.
Get rid of that junk.
Yeah, no road connection between Geneva and Milan, but there's a rail connection. It's such a sneaky little rail connection.
Yeah, really is.
But how often do you use it? Unless you're a chartered carriage, you're not going to be using that rail connection.
Sure, you could. You could go from 24 to 25, and now you're on a great rail connection.
Oh well, okay, yeah, sure. If you only then get up to like 58, for example, yeah, sure.
You could rail from 60 to 25 as well if you're in a pin.
Yeah, I've done that one before. Yeah.
Yeah, trains are underrated, buddy. You know what's faster than a horse? A train.
Ah, oh really?
Yeah, big time.
I do like trains, so yeah, I can't really argue with that argument.
I just think that like the fast horses concept is it's like an important part of the meta and everything, but people have to understand the flip side of that conversation, which is that trains are important too. It's all about managing the ticket pool in a holistic way.
The number of times I've been caught out, either as Dracula or I've caught Dracula with a well-timed chartered carriage.
I had Van Helsing. I was playing Burke Molly. You were watching this with Kazik. Had Van Helsing stuck in northern Germany for turn after turn after turn because he had double ones, and I didn't want to give up the white ones because we were chasing Dracula in the east. But as soon as Dracula left the east, I said the hell with it, and I gave up the white one so he could draw a ticket, and he got one of the white threes, and I railed him from Berlin straight to Munich. And then after that, I took a chartered carriage to 36. And then after that, I got another white 3 and sent him straight to 48. The old man was zooming. The old man was just flying across the map. It's like you got to do what you got to do when the horses aren't working out.
The only issue with train moves is you need to have 2 good tickets in hand because there's a risk, especially with Van Helsing or any hunter. They might have to do something out of their night action, like trade or deal with an encounter or whatever, which then means that like, oh crap, I can't pick up a ticket. Oh my god, now what do I do? Yeah.
That's why you try to start and hopefully get everything situated really early on in the first week and have a good start with that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't do that, then you kind of maybe struggle to catch Dracula for a while until you chartered carriage onto him and then heroic leap him.
Do you all form now?
What you want to do, no, you don't wolf form now. What you want to do is just walk onto your lair and then wolf form after that, I think. So you could go from 41 to 44 to 58 to your lair.
Or if he risks CG, he could have done like even sneaky play and gone to Nuremberg, and then he's gone back to Zurich.
Oh my gosh, just doing circles.
Because Zurich is not on the trail, right? Because he went Geneva, Strasbourg. Why on earth would they ever check Zurich? Wait, Met King spectating. How fucking quick was their game? What the hell? That's a lesson
over already. You know what? Dracula must have used the famous Quincy Morris false Irish St. Patrick's Day start.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
No tinfoil hat theories.
Well, thank goodness he didn't go there. That'd be bad.
It was enough that he went to Geneva, yeah.
That'd have been real bad if he had gone to Zurich. My god.
Yeah.
All Warcraft has done is message me saying that other game has already ended with another gobsmacker.
Oh, that'll be a good one, I bet.
Oh, I can't wait to watch the recording tomorrow. I'll see it over breakfast. Oh, Met King's messaging me. I don't know if I want to open Met King's message, just in case he spoils the result to me. That was a quick game. Holy moly, like 50 minutes.
That's insane.
I mean,
I bet Dracula won.
Then if that's the case, he must have matured like 2 vampires extremely fast, or like just every hunter died or something.
He used his first turn to move onto a hunter space, and then just destroyed them in combat that morning and night. He just went on like a slasher villain rampage.
So normally when you see like a very quick game, it's normally a hunter victory, because you
Normally,
can kill
yeah.
Dracula. But this league's just been mental. Not in Frankfurt.
I was being a bit cheeky when I said I bet Dracula won.
I never know. This league's been very weird in a good way, in a very good way. But yeah, it's just been a bit mental for results. Where is he? I'm sure he's a no. Oh, yeah, you had to check that one.
Could be that he went 9 and then 2, or 16 and then 2, or 16 and then
yeah.
27.
Yeah, maybe.
But this is what I thought. I thought he went here, and then I think he went to 44 afterwards.
Oh, you feel bad if it's a CG countdown now.
Oh god, it'd be terrible for him. But I honestly think that's where he is. It's 44. So maybe Randiv's thinking,
and he's,
what if he's not there?
he cleared Zagreb.
Oh no, my guy.
Oh no.
You should at least threaten like you were gonna go back there, play the mind game.
Yeah. Maybe it was just duffing counters.
Maybe
How bad could it be?
Was Mina in Munich? Where was Mina last year?
Yeah, she was in Munich.
Okay, so
He blocked Munich.
Smart.
Yeah. Maybe he wanted to go to Munich, but because she blocked it, he's had to be forced out to Leipzig or 44. Oh, Night Supply. Is this under Mystic Research?
Yep,
there it goes.
Be safe.
Another hunter event.
I have paint bottles sitting around because I'm a miniature painter.
Oh yeah.
Just as a hobby, of course. And I use my paint bottles whenever I get a Mystic Research. 4 hunter cards. I take 4 paint bottles and I just put them out in front of me. Every time I supply, I take one. I put it off to the side.
And Quincy uses his like playing cards to count. Meanwhile, there's just me writing the number 4 in a book. And then 3.
Tallying it down. Whatever works for you.
Or sometimes I'll count upwards. I'll use like the gate to like count upwards. Oh, he's going for it. I mean,
trigger. That makes sense. He can't be far.
No, you're right. But can he get him though?
That's a good question.
Oh,
Godalming has 2 items in one event.
Oh, he does have horses though. Oh man. Oh, this is unless. Oh no, but Sense of Emergency's on Seward. Oh man, so he can't check Vienna. Can he get to Leipzig? 1, 2. He can get to Leipzig with a 3-2 ticket. Then potentially messing up your economy by doing that.
With Dr. Shu?
With Godalming.
Oh, with Godalming. Wait, really? Wait, 51. Yeah, you're right. Right, he could get all the way 30. Okay, got you. Wow, that's a good little rail connection.
Yeah.
He could get to 16 with that.
Oh, he can't get to 58. That's the key location. You have to check 58 here.
Yeah.
Is that 58 or it's Hamburg? That's the thing.
Maybe that's why he cleared the lair, is because he does actually want to go back there.
Maybe.
And he wants it to be face down and not face up.
The good thing here for Dracula is that Seward uses forewarned. So, if there is a fog in Hamburg, he's fully protected. Oi! Oi! No. Okay. Wait, you could have just walked there.
He might have wanted to spend the ticket to improve the horse economy.
If it was a yellow 2, yeah. That's yeah, I'm okay with that. That's especially with Godalming, because he's just so likely to hold on to 1 because of his poxy ability. It just works against you. What do you think? Hamburg or Vienna?
Oh, I think 44, and then 50.
Oh, so you went 40. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay, so you went 44, and then he's not in Berlin.
I
He's in
think
Vienna.
he's in 58 because he still has wolf form. Right? If he didn't have wolf form, then I would think Hamburg seems way more likely. But because he still has wolf form, he might be counting on just getting away with that, and maybe even an escape is bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Don't
listen to me, kids. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's a fog.
That's a well played fog. That's actually really safe Dracula play at the end of the day, but only after the risk of doubling back from the fake to Spain, the Spanish fake.
I think sometimes after that you had like a week of like risky plays, and you just have to play something, especially the bats, right? Bats either triggers, and so it doesn't use full ward, and then Sewer's pushed away, so this makes it much safer, or uses the full ward, and then this is safe.
Well, I guess
the downside
on.
Is like Hun's going to supply. That's the problem. Like, Hun's like, oh, I can't get to you. I'm just going to supply then, and prepare for you to go to the UK or something.
The trail isn't quite what it should be either. If Van Helsing takes care of Geneva with a stake or something, or just mops it up easily, you're only one day away from all your encounters being gone.
All the stakes from the discard pile.
Oh, that's true.
It didn't get ambushed, so it's either an aristocratic or he's trying to bait them into a knife fight with a new vampire.
Lots of fighter vamps already, though. Too reckless? Oh no, I shouldn't say lots. Just too reckless, though. I mean, they can't all be vampires, so we'll see what happens. But I don't think it's the most scary trail in the world. You know, Strasbourg and Hamburg already dealt with.
I hope Zagreb wasn't a vampire and he laid it by mistake.
Right. I guess it wasn't it was a risky plan for Dracula, but the ultimate goal was just put fog in Hamburg. Like that's a safe end goal. So it was very risky the steps he took to get there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's an aristocratic. That's the second aristocratic dealt with. Oh wait, who's going to deal with Geneva?
You still got a day, but you have to roll high on your horses now.
But Kadami doesn't have horses. It's only Van Helsing.
No.
And Van Helsing has deliberately gone to Bordeaux.
And he
unless is it all just a ruse? It's not a vampire.
Yeah, but Randiv wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And he's already used his wax cylinders.
Maybe without the stake, he doesn't want to risk it. But I don't know.
But then it's gonna be a 7-point mature though, or 6 point.
Even if Van Helsing goes in and gets really beat up, if he gets some damage off and kills it, then it might be worth that.
But you know, then Van Helsing is down in items. He's got horses, right?
True.
So if it's a new vampire, it probably will likely survive against Van Helsing.
Yeah, this is true. Maybe he knows that, or doesn't know, but maybe he's counting on that and just saying the hell with it, let it mature.
Maybe. He can still deal with it, but he has to roll well, and that's really scary. You're just asking for it to fail.
Plus,
if he rolled pretty well.
If he'd have just moved on to it instead of going to Bordeaux, then he could have searched it tomorrow during the day and fought it during the day.
Yeah, that's true. Or you could have searched it at night, and then you have another day to then worry about it, and then maybe Mina, especially if he'd ambushed with it. I don't think he would have done, because Mina didn't get ambushed with it. That's maybe me think it's an aristocratic, unless it's just a whole bait, a whole ruse, because he knew that Mina didn't have a stake. So he wanted to bait her into a night fight, which is also a smart play. He's been ambushing with his vampires all game, so suddenly he can lure the Huns into a false sense of security. Like, oh, he didn't ambush, so it's not a fight a vamp, and then it's like, joke on you, it's a fight a vampire, it's Mina at night, with one weapon, or at best. So, yeah.
It can be useful to try to condition your opponent. If you can pull it off.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the hunters do. I mean, the scary thing, the hunters do have quite a few events in hand. So they've got a few slots available, but they've still been holding on to stuff for quite a long portion of the game. So maybe some good stuff in there. There's no Heavenly Host in the discard piles. He does have to be careful that CG in Manchester is a possibility.
Yeah, you don't want to get CG'd here and lose everything.
No.
Not with a vampire that's about to mature.
No. Well, I mean, he'll move beforehand, but
True.
Yeah, yeah. And if he's a vampire, don't misclick, for heaven's sake. You don't want to get all like, jittery, like, oh my god, I'm maturing a vampire, and then you just...
Maybe he'll turn it into a lair and go back there.
Oh, don't start.
And the rumor would stay there. It would still be a rumored spot.
Digital Edition doesn't carry the rumors across.
It doesn't. Okay.
No, that is a whole conflat we had in the Discord about that.
Boo. It should. That'd be great.
No.
Because then that opens you up to trying to do all kinds of long-term strategy as Dracula, where you layer up a spot, you encounter it up real good, and put a rumor on it. Oh, they didn't deal with the rumor. That's fine. I'll cycle it back around.
Mm-hmm. My Van Helsing, what are you gonna do? Oh, here he goes. Oh, wow, he got there. Pwah. I bet his heart was in his mouth for that one.
Yeah, got lucky there.
Oh, you almost... Yeah, I thought he was going to forget about it. Maybe he did forget about it, then suddenly realised, oh crap, there's a vampire that has to be dealt with.
Hi-ho silver.
Oh no, Mina did have a turn. Oh, she searched it in the day with her renewed vigor action. Ah.
What did she find again? It was
aristocratic in Nuremberg. Yeah. Oh, that's what... Okay, so he could have got there with her. Oh, we don't want to... Oh, right. Okay. He moved with Van Helsing first, because in case the roll failed, he'd have another go with Mina. Okay. That makes sense. Why move to Bordeaux? Just move him... Because you could have dealt with it last night, and then you're moving Van Helsing to Bordeaux today, which is better. Because of, like, potential evil presence, or local rumours, or whatever. Oh, wow. It was a new vampire.
Yeah, he's got 2 hunters there.
Oh.
Oh, I love these Scot-sword. These are my favorite.
Haha. I mean, good on Wyrmtalon not to have ambushed Mina like that. Just he knew that she didn't have a stake after searching all the other encounters, right? And she was down an item. Is she still down an item, by the way? I think she is down an item. I should have checked before we went in. So, Van Helsing has 2 things, Mina has one thing.
One item.
She discarded a pistol, so we don't know what the other thing is. Oh wow, this fight's going to be so pivotal. It could just... This vampire could die so fast, or... It plays it right. This could be... It could be absolutely curtains for the hunters. I mean, it's not a game ending, but, it takes him up to 7 points. If he can...
Especially if you're able, to break some weapons, beat up some hunters, and get the vampire to mature... That's a good situation for Dracula.
But you don't have to kill the hunters here. Don't sabotage the vampire.
No, play defensively. Strength mesmerizes, definitely.
Yeah, if you think there is a heavenly host kicking about, you might want to try and throw out fangs, but that will only really happen when the vampire gets into sort of kill range. Well, at least that's how I play it anyway. I'd say, Wyrmtalon's played, apart from the hide in Club, but then it weakened Mina quite a bit, so I'm not against it. But apart from that, I'd say he's played pretty well, and he's kept the hunters really, like, not being able to supply at all. When they did that renewed vigor supplies, that's probably their first supplies in about a week.
Constant Dracula movement has just laid out encounter after encounter.
Just because the way the game goes, he's mopped up the encounters, so he's not getting any points for it. no points for his efforts. But it's middle of week 3. We're kind of getting to that business stage of the game.
Yeah, he's bought himself some major time, and he did get 1 point with his reckless vampire.
Oh, that's not what you want to see.
No, he got punched.
Oh, plodding first. Oh, yikes. Yeah, this vampire might well die now. So, Van Helsing. Oh, yeah, that's gnarly.
I like mesmerize
the
Van Helsing here on that move, because Van Helsing, he doesn't like to punch because he's so old and frail. He could get clawed at night, and there goes half his health. I don't know. Just in my experience, Van Helsing doesn't tend to want to punch. Let's say if there's a punch and he gets strength, right? Now he's at 6.
Then if Mina plays a weapon as well.
Either that, or you could have mesmerized Mina and try to get the Fang later.
Maybe he just didn't have it. Maybe his combat hand was just utter crap. I feel so bad to plot. Strider 656 is in the house.
Return of the King, ladies and gentlemen.
That's absolutely.
When I was on my big run, when I had won 5 in a row, Strider said, "You want to play a game?" I said, "Sure, I'll play Dracula." He got me with CG at the very end. He was so excited. It was great.
Alright, that gets the health. Well, unless Mina has a knife, and then this is a dead vampire. She doesn't have a knife.
Let's see the knife. Let's see the knife. Ooh.
Oh, wow, that's pretty good going. That's now swung back in Wyrmtalon's favour.
She could have had the knife and maybe not wanted to risk losing it.
I'm so confused. What does she have then? Has she got a heavenly host?
She hasn't shown.
No.
She was punch and dodge.
Maybe. Oh, if you have heavenly host, do you play it now? Oh man. I mean, Van Helsing's going to play his knife. So if you have strength, maybe just strength Van Helsing. And honestly, like, yeah, the vampire will die, but if you get them to use a heavenly host and break a knife, maybe that might be enough.
Well,
it's a consolation prize at least.
Yeah.
I can escape next round.
Mina only has the 1 item, and she's not likely to use it this round. She's probably gonna punch because she wants to stop escape his bat in round 4, right?
Right. But the ones if his escape is missed, then, right? If he has managed to draw it.
Exactly, and you have escape is missed. You strength Van Helsing here, and then you escape is missed next round, I think.
Yeah.
You just deal.
Well, we'll see.
Having her.
He's going for it. Oh, mesmerize.
Oh.
Wow.
You want to look
go.
at something? Look at that.
Have a look at that. And we don't even know what Mina's played. Well, dead vampire, no points.
You lost that
staring
contest, Wyrmtalon.
Yeah, we still don't know what Mina's got. Obviously now that makes CG a little less potent, but obviously going to Manchester doesn't matter because he can still get forced back to Edinburgh, and then you.
Well played by Randiv, though, to show the knife and threaten the knife, and then switch to the Holy Host. When knife was off cooldown. The vampire player is thinking, "Oh, I don't want to bite him. He's got a knife."
Or if you're going to bite somebody, you might bite Mina because she hasn't shown this item of hers.
Right. Could be a rifle.
It might well be the heaviness.
Or the heavenly host. Exactly.
Okay, moving another C move. Interesting.
On top of that, he'd also gotten to see 1 Fangs played already. So
yes,
pretty strategically sound play there.
Yeah, just the likelihood of him having a second Fangs is unlikely.
And even less likely he would use it that way.
Yeah, especially on Van Helsing. Yeah, I agree. Well, there's a knife. Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, well played by Randiv there. And that saved him, but that's not only it's 2 days worth of time he's bought himself with
And,
that.
yeah, this is
As
what I
long as
was
he is,
saying. Go on, go on.
I say as long as he uses the time efficiently, obviously.
Yeah, you look at the trail now, and there's just a single card on it.
Mhm. I think you need to start prepping and just get Seward off sailing. You need to try and start. Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, supplying's all right. You could get a big event, but
Yeah, but where do you sail? English Channel, North Atlantic?
oh man.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Oh, that's not what you want to see. I see. If he moved with the other two, move Seward to North Sea, move the other two to Bordeaux, and then drew that next turn with Godalming, that would have been perfect.
Yeah,
Oh,
how
the
are you
deck's
to know
reset
that,
now.
though?
Well, no, of course not. You never know that, but still, very funny. In hindsight, it's very easy to see. I guess if I was Dracula, I'd be going to like English Channel, I think, and trying to go into the UK that way. If you really were scared of CG, you could go to Swansea.
Southern or the coast of Spain, maybe. Or yeah, wolf form to Swansea.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, that's all right.
It's only Thursday though. He still has so much time to kill. That's the unfortunate part. A wolf form to Swansea will mean you still gotta formulate a
Yeah.
plan from there.
Yeah, that's certainly true. Unless you just take the risk he doesn't have CG, and you just move to London. Oh, layer. What's it gonna be? Oh, no ambush.
Bummer.
Oh,
Must have just
damn.
been a trash card.
Ah, but then you still use it on a trash card, surely, right?
I mean, well, it must have been aristocratic or hoax, I guess, right? Something he couldn't ambush with.
Yeah,
They're
maybe.
not trash cards, but he trashed them because he didn't think they were valuable at the time. I
Well,
often do that with hoax when it feels like you're just never going to mature a hoax when it's mid game.
But all three aristocrats are in the discard pile, and there's only one hoax left. And who says he's drawn it?
Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh.
I don't know.
But he's just a saboteur, mate. Like, yeah, it's not as great. Ambushing Van Helsing with a saboteur night action could be
still
decent.
Get a night action. Yeah.
He's going to stop the trading, right, or the healing, but still, it's better than nothing. What's Mina got? Surprising return. There's no ally, unfortunately, to be able to use that with.
You could potentially save yourself from getting CG'd. Not here necessarily, but situationally, with a saboteur stealing an item. I had a game where Van Helsing used, or I should say, I used custom search on Van Helsing, and he was delayed, and that night he couldn't use CG. And then I got to 28, 14, 22, that whole area. So after that, CG was useless.
Oh wow. Especially if it's late. Oh, he didn't wolf form. Oh wow.
Interesting.
Oh, he has to be in London, surely. Ooh, well, if there's a CG, you bet your dollar's gonna play it now, right?
Certainly think so. I mean, where could he be besides 23, 43, or 33, or 29? That's it, right?
Hmm. I mean, he might have gone 39, but that's so risky.
But it also really depends on your Heavenly Host situation, too. Because if you can't just stamp him out, it might not be worth it.
It might be able to at least limit his movement enough that you can buy yourself time to get over to the UK.
That's true, too. If you can use horses and weather and maybe another vigor, get in position.
You don't even need all of them. If he's in London now, just CG London, and Henley hosts the other two, and he falls back to Plymouth, then he's trapped behind the CG, and then he would just take the, what was it, the checkmate penalty.
Yeah, that would be really good. The checkmate penalty. He would suffer a Dracula error.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not an error, right? It's not like
I'd say if your whole trail's cleared and you lose half your life, yeah, it's an error. I get it though. It's not Dracula's fault.
What's the expression they use in tennis? Unforced error.
Right.
Right? Or enforced error, right? That's kind of the terminology, right?
Yeah, it's more like a Dracula catastrophe, really.
Yeah, that would be a good way to describe it, yeah.
But yeah, because even if he's in 43, the CG in London is equally effective. And if it turns out he's in 29, then you have a good chuckle about how you use CG and it's all wasted, and then you send everybody 29 and kill him. But what if you do all that and it turns out he actually just went to Galway?
Can you imagine?
He didn't go to 39 or 8, so that was a pretty good check with Van Helsing, right?
Yeah.
He blocked off 8 preemptively, and then he checked 39, so that gives you something to go on.
Absolutely. Yeah, but then even if he is in Galway, he's either gonna have to go into the UK where there's a CG token.
No, yeah.
Or you have to try and survive an island long enough, and you go Irish Sea and then North Atlantic again.
Which
that
he couldn't really do.
Requires very specific timing, and the hunters might not let you do that.
Probably not. Especially if you get Van Helsing moving by sea right now, and then maybe Mina on the turn after. No CG.
No.
This is huge for Wyrmtalon.
Oh wow, he's feeding, not moving. Whoa.
No, that's fine. And well, unless they get CG now, unless they spend all day supplying, they get CG. But Leipzig's about to mature. You're in the UK. They probably don't have CG. Are they really going to spend all day just trying to get CG?
Unless he can. Unless if they do CG him, but not completely. If this is a vampire in Leipzig, English Channel then falls off the trail, so they can go back to sea again.
Yeah, he's got to deal with this one card.
Yep. Is he going to remember to deal with
There's no way it's a vampire, though. He put down so many, I feel like, right? I mean, it could still be.
Well, there's a reckless and a new vampire still kicking about.
Yeah. And there's even still an aristocrat. No, that's all 3 aristocratics.
I'm still having to deal with it. He's moving off Hamburg. It's not. Oh, he's letting it mature.
Wow. What if it's hoax?
Oh wow, yeah. Now they're starting to get Dracula cards into the discard pile. Oi oi. Oh no, this is just him discarding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a little bit of a better selection for Dracula to pick from if it is a hoax. Yeah, maybe Marseille's a hoax, but that feels rough. Or maybe he just didn't realize and just didn't ambush.
Oh, in Marseille. Yeah.
It's so strategic, right? Oh,
it makes sense sometimes because sometimes you feel like their hunters are really close to me. I can't put down my hoax because I need to put down other things right now that are going to really help a lot more. And plus, you also feel like it's not likely anything's going to mature when they're like really on your trail like that. So I can see saying, all right, I'm just going to give up on the hoax. There's no way I'll mature a hoax. I'm just going to put it in a layer, get it out of my hand to try to get my fog.
Oh, sorry. If it gave him the fog that he needed to use in Hamburg, then... Oh, newspaper reports.
Ooh, yeah, good newspaper reports.
Well, I mean, it kind of tells what we already knew, right? It'd be really funny if he'd use excellent weather to get into Galway, then suddenly it's like,
Well,
hat in his channel.
Now we know he's not in Ireland, at least.
Yeah, Van Helsing's in a very good position here as well, because he can just land in Swansea. So Dracula's going to have to move into Swansea here to then try and trap.
He's seen in excellent weather. He could maybe go to 33, just move to London if he's in 43. Or
For example, yeah.
if he's actually in London, he could wolf, and then he might be at 32 or 52. But no,
It's a vampire.
She goes, it was reckless too. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Wow.
It was a vampire.
He just kept putting them down and putting them down. I don't blame him. He said something's going to go
finally
through.
Oh, now he's putting out another rumor token. Wow, this is
this is
going to be
43 or London.
I don't give a shit. It's past 1 a.m. This is going to be great. This is going to be such a great finale. Oh, that's 4 vital point. And then the thing's like, Van Helsing's not going to jump into Swansea's either. If he knows that Dracula might be sitting right there. That's just asking for trouble.
Dracula's full of health.
Oh. Maybe you take... Yeah, no, I'm talking about Van Helsing, right? Dracula, you don't give a shit. You're like, yeah, you jump into Swansea with me. But does Van Helsing really jump into... Oh, man. Oh, they overcommit. He can... Because now North Atlantic's off the... Well, North Atlantic was never on the trail to begin with, so it didn't matter, but...
No season's on the trail. Yeah, he can go where he pleases. He's in London, or he's hiding in 43. No, because why would he put the rumor down? Yeah.
Oh, he's in Manchester. Oh, but there's still a possibility of CG, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, we got 2 hunters at sea.
Then that's 2
so maybe
that
one of
can't
them
use CG.
Yeah. We're assuming he's got it. He's only halfway through the deck. He might not have it.
And sending Van Helsing around by sea and stuff, like, kind of feels like he doesn't have it, because when you do have it, you don't want to risk sending your guy by sea and not being able to play it at the right time. So unless he plotted everything out ahead of time, it feels like he doesn't have it.
Now there is also a possibility if there's a renewed vigor, he could play it now and get them all into Liverpool or all into Edinburgh if they pick right. And if there's a forewarned, then he could just die in a heap.
If he does go to Edinburgh, or Liverpool, none of those are really safe either.
No. But if he can get out of the UK safely without taking too much damage, 3 Huns have committed in. And that's what you want this late in the game.
Yeah, if I was him, I'd want to get to the North Sea or the Irish Sea at this point. And just, or even the Channel, depending on where he's at, whatever he wants to do. Just get to sea, get 1 more or 2 more sea zones for the obfuscation, and then just start winning.
Oh.
So, okay, I feel like I would have gone to 33.
Yeah, same. I think you have to in that situation,
because if he had to have been to 33 at some point based on that trail. There's no way he didn't go there.
There's a chance he's hiding, but then you've got Van Helsing to back you up. Van Helsing's down an item because he didn't resupply after. Oh, this is
delayed.
Well, that's all right. He won't be able to trade any escaped routes or anything.
Or if the old man has the CG, you won't be able to use it.
Yeah, and he's down an item. We know what he's got. He has a knife, and that's it.
Yeah, if you can delay somebody at night, I guess Van Helsing is the guy to do that to gain the most value typically.
Oh wow, that was if he had renewed vigor, Dracula would be dead now. With just a saboteur, but it all worked out for him. If he can play this combat right, he could kill Van Helsing here easily.
That's the other thing about saboteurs, you can kill a renewed vigor action with it.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Underrated effect in that regard.
In terms of 3 hunters would still be able to jump onto him, and that would have been enough.
I think Saboteur is a bit of an underrated card. It's one of his worst cards, but just the fact that if you search it out, you lose your next day action. It feels so terrible to deal with that.
Yeah, ambushing with Saboteur is just awful, except for Renewed Vigor, or except in this situation where it's Van Helsing.
Right. He punched
But
him. That's 1 damage.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to get plotted
But
on. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, like, this is gonna be a one-off combat. Dracula's not gonna stay around here. Yeah,
Uh,
wow, that went out. That went perfectly for Van
yeah.
Helsing. But he's committed a lot to the UK. They got a rumor token to deal with. You got something else to deal with beforehand. Dracula just has to play it safe, get off. Okay, it's 4th week, which is a little bit unfortunate. He's going to take 2 sea moves. But then he can just wolf form wherever he wants, and it's just Mina then he has to worry about, and Mina can be bullied. It's not like he's going to be very low on health. He'll be 12, 11, 10 if he wolf forms from North Atlantic, say.
Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah, not overstaying. That makes perfect sense. If he wanted to, he could wolf form into Galway and then hide. So he's getting, he's accelerating his like victory path. Like he's getting points much quicker. And he just have to move by sea and then land, and then he wins. That's another way he can do it. Oh, really? Okay, so he could down to sea. This could be another vampire. I doubt it. We've seen so many vampires. It's been ridiculous. Right. It had to be Fog in London. If I didn't play Fog in Liverpool, surely. Oh, but Fog would be great though, because he could then just walk back to Dublin to win, and he could just box them in, and they just can't get to him.
Yeah, he needs to go. He needs to go 18, 23, misdirect, and go back to 18. And he can win off of that.
Why did he move to Swansea? I'm so confused. And CG wouldn't hurt him because North Atlantic's not on the trail, so
it would get him if they were able to catch him tonight with it, right? Or not tonight, but no, if he landed in 18 and then they CG'd 23.
Well, I was saying you wolf form to 23.
Oh yeah. That is
avoids all that problem.
Right, but then you would move to 18 and then just hide. Okay.
Yeah. Or you wolf form to Galway, hide. What's he doing? Ah, he's moving normally. I think there's a quicker victory path for him. Unless he fears the extra weather from Mina, which I kind of understand, but I think it'd just be better for him if he just get points now.
It's a tough call because you're gaining points quicker, but you're not really far away from the hunters at all.
But maybe it's far enough because they need excellent weather.
Mm-hmm. Or what you do is you misdirect London if it's not an encounter that's going to make any difference.
And
yeah,
potentially wolf form to it. Yeah, maybe. I think it's like if you just go to Galway, like worst case scenario, it's going to be one hunter.
Right. Yeah, you just threaten London. You don't necessarily go there. Misdirect to threaten there.
That's why I just think Galway would be the better choice there. You're taking the same amount of damage, but then now this way he has to wolf form from North Atlantic.
There's the fog in London, as you said. But not really bad, because if that had matured, I don't know that I would have ambushed with that, because if he searches it, you get the same effect, and if it matures, then you could potentially just win the game just like that, because you can land in your fog.
Yeah. Or you can either land in fog if you want to go to Ireland, or you could use it in Manchester, so then Manchester guarantees to mature.
That too, yeah. But it's so stylish, Scot-sword, to make the fog appear before Dracula even shows up. And then he lands and everything's all foggy for him already. It's very nice.
Yeah, there's some cool things you can do with that. And even then, I agree, like, just don't ambush with Van Helsing, because he was going back to check it, right? So just trap him indefinitely, for the rest of the game, pretty much. And that's why I think Ireland would be much better. Okay, he's going now.
from North
I mean,
Atlantic.
he must have. Oh, man, if there's renewed vigor, this could be awkward. You can get
He's still in a lot of
Godalming onto him.
danger. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think was Ireland because of the sea movement. I don't think they would have had enough to get him.
Unless he is in Ireland and he's just pretending like he didn't go to Ireland.
But then CG. Oh man. Yeah.
Danger.
Unless he's like fate a wolf from Galway.
I think this was just like he's in 15 or 47 or something like that, or maybe even 29. 29 would be pretty good.
Yeah, because English Channel's open.
Yeah, and then you can. Yeah, then you can do something sneaky like that if you really want it.
Yeah, I agree. If you could stay next to a port, that'll do it. Yep.
Yeah, you give up some health, but like every turn you're at sea is a turn they're not going to kill you, with the exception of CG, of course. Then if you could just land like 43 or 33 or something.
I just also like, the fog had stayed in London. Van Helsing wouldn't be able to deal with this vampire tomorrow, so then Seward would have had to stay in the UK. So it just makes it even better for him. Maybe it's better this way, because now Seward is moving rather than supplying, so it's less likely to get CG.
Yeah. Still in the balance.
Van Helsing hasn't Oh, he has supplied. Where the hell did he supply? Oh, today in the fog. Right, got it. Has he picked up a magic stake from somewhere? Maybe. Maybe.
We shall see. I mean, that vampire could close it out right there.
Yeah. Yeah, they could. He only needs, one more move. If Vampire there comes out, he needs 2 moves, but yeah, the Vampire matures.
Oh,
so maybe if Van Helsing walks onto it, you just do an ambush and you just hope he hasn't got a stake. Because either way, I think it'll be the same. I don't think you want to give him a day fight. Unless it's a Reckless. You want to get a... Oh, I don't think... Would a point matter? Well, then it'd stop Vampire there, I suppose.
Strider just messaged me. He said, why didn't Mina Psychic bond?
Oh, she didn't Psychic Scan?
Could have eliminated a significant option.
Everything. Pretty much everything apart from Santander, right?
Right.
And then I guess you just dive into Spain. Oh, Gaddafi doesn't have horses, does he?
Yeah, but if Dracula went to 31, you can get there without.
Wait, why is Seward going to Hamburg? I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
Maybe Randiv was confused. Or maybe he's thinking...
Unless Seward has CG, but...
He can get there faster by land, but no, Dracula's going to win on the next one.
Van Helsing didn't check Manchester, by the way.
Oh, wow. He's going to search it tonight, then.
No. He hasn't even gone to Manchester.
Oh, Manchester. Yeah, you're right. Oh,
so it's maturing.
Is that it?
It looks like it's it. Whoa. I don't see if he just moves. Oh wait, he can feed and then let it mature, if he really wanted to for the swag points. Strider messaged me saying, "Who you commentate with?" And I was like, "Gyro," and he was like, "He's the man."
No, Strider, you're the man.
Oh, look at you two. Is Wyrmtalon gonna get his first win? It looks like it.
It will be it. Yeah, Dracula can move to win, or he can just feed to win. I wonder what Wyrmtalon will do. He needs the IDS here to pull ahead.
Oh no, he's just going for the 3 point. Maybe it's a bait. Maybe it wasn't.
English
Channel.
Yeah.
No, what? North Atlantic?
North
Oh, no, yeah.
Atlantic.
He
Yeah.
went to Le Havre. Oh, no, to Paris. Wow. Yeah.
Nice. Very risky
Or maybe that's where he
bet.
went to Hamburg to catch him off going to the east, maybe.
All right, very risky bet.
Whoa. Well. Well.
That'll be that. Good win, Wyrmtalon.
Absolutely. Yeah, well played. It was a good game by both.
Yeah, he's able to, as we've seen before, use England and the Isles to hop around and buy time.
I was asking what was in Manchester. I'm kind of intrigued if there's a whole beat or not. Yeah, well played, my Wyrmtalon, and I have to say, since I'm in the chat with you, you could have fed.
Oh yeah, he could have.
Oh well. A win's a win. That's the most important thing. He was on the trail, was it?
Maybe, forget.
No. No. Was it?
I don't remember personally.
I don't remember either. Bloody hell, maybe it wasn't.
Well, the viewers will know when they
The viewers will know
rewind the
exactly.
recording.
Oh well played to Wyrmtalon, and obviously Gyro. Congratulations.
Thank you, Scots-word. I appreciate it. Hey, you know, I was totally prepared for my fate to be in my own hands tomorrow and take down Randiv, and I'm still gonna do it. But now I can do it without any pressure.
Exactly. It's just for extra style points then. But it's really important for Randiv though, because now Randiv is kind of like, you know, Spencer now has the upper hand for second. Well,
They might have to decide it between them. Yeah.
yeah, and that's the thing, because also like things like Spencer wins. If Spencer wins his game in hand, he'll go equal and wins with Randiv. But the IDS is in. Have you seen what Wyrmtalon said? Do I get bonus points for ending in the same place I started? Lol.
Around the world in 4 weeks.
Oh, amazing. Oh, well played.
Yeah, good job, Wyrmtalon.
So yeah, if Spencer wins his game in hand, he'll go equal and wins with Randiv. But Randiv will still be in second because he's got much better IDS.
Mm-hmm.
But then, do they still have to play each other? No, they don't. You're playing Randiv.
I play Randiv.
So Randiv has to win to guaranteed second.
Yeah.
Ooh, so no pressure for you, but beyond the line for Randiv then.
Yeah. Still something to play for.
But, oh god, I say, oh, you should have gone to Toulouse because there's an achievement. I'm like, no, Wyrmtalon wanted to win.
Yeah, not to lose. Oh, that's great. Yeah, still a lot to be played for here in Group A. And it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out. It's the second and third place people automatically advance, is that right?
Yeah, fourth and fifth are eliminated. Second and third go into the second stage, but now they're going to have to play 6 more brutal matches just to get into the final league.
They got to scrap in the pit, fight it out, while I sit on my pile of golden chalices.
Pretty much. Yeah, I can tell everyone Gyro is first now.
I'm coming for you, Wakazik.
Well, that's funny. Before the tournament, we're saying that you wanted to take on Wakazik. Or like, oh, maybe you might meet them in the second stage. Nah, never mind. You just got into the final league and just you avoided all that problem.
I won't be done until I've taken him down in the final for all you fine people to see.
You've heard it here first, people. The rivalry of the century. What else? Yeah, I'll have to do a thing. I want to do a thing where I chat to all the people who've made it to the final league. Just a little quick thing. I don't know if I have time. It'll be something I have to work on in the background. But yeah, that'll be really cool. Just as a preview for the final league. Yeah, well done, Gyro. Congratulations.
Thanks, buddy.
Earned your spot.
And good job, Wyrmtalon.
Absolutely got off the first win, and I was saying it way beforehand that the based on some of his performances, I think he got a little bit unlucky. So the fact that he's got a win against an experienced player, that was yeah,
Clearly, he
impressive
can
stuff.
play with competence. Keep his head held
Yeah.
high that he got his win in the competitive environment.
And he had nothing to lose from it, right? So he just went for it. And some few tricky plays, some standard plays, and it all worked out for him.
Yeah, good strategy.
Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna have to head off because it's 20 past 1, and that's way too late for me to be up. But thank you very much, Gyro, for thank you for joining and for keeping me company.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, bud.
And thanks for watching, folks. See you in the next episode of League of Dracula very, very soon. Take care. Bye bye.